Hello everybody, my name is Claudia Kaiser. I'm a holistic nutrition and eating psychology coach and owner and founder of metabalance.com. After my last video on authenticity, I got quite some questions from you regarding my personal process out of corporate life into becoming my own boss. Because apparently it's something that many of you are considering, or at least playing in their minds, this idea. And how do you do it? Was it something sudden? Was it a process? Was it building up slowly? Did you already have your business plan and your whole concept figured out? Well, I have a few things to say about that. First of all, yes, it was a process. It was a quite slow process. So ever since my MBA, which was in 2005, I had gotten infected with the entrepreneurial virus, considering to become my own boss eventually at some point. Since then, many years have passed and the idea kept on playing in my head, and I was considering, different projects and even writing down concepts, but I never really went anywhere. And so the years passed by, and as I had explained in the last video, the conflict inside of me grew with every year because I became more and more holistic and organic and all that, and I was working for a company, completely on the opposite side of the scale. But still, I couldn't figure out an alternative, and I was comfortable and an expat and all that. So there were many factors coinciding, coming together, which eventually triggered me to take the step. And even though I hadn't had yet quite an alternative, already when I was still in my old job, I knew that eventually I would leave. So I started already 1 or 2 years before I actually quit to take courses in nutrition and in traditional Chinese medicine, just something that I was interested in and that I wanted to dig deeper into, without really having a concrete goal that I was going to do something with it. And that would be my first advice to you. Always, try to develop those things that speak to you, that you're passionate about, that you're interested in, and just get trained a little bit more, gain maybe some sort of degree, or get a certificate or anything, or just broaden your knowledge. And then you might just, meet the right person in this kind of courses or outside of them, like it happened to me. So in one of the courses I had been taking, which was traditional Chinese medicine, I actually met a woman who was active in the multi-level marketing, network marketing world, basically selling supplements, cosmetics and household products, so-called natural products. And in the beginning I was not at all interested, but when I was then approached by head office to signaling me to move back to Germany and take on a new position, I reconsidered it, because it seemed like an interesting opportunity, to help me get out of corporate world, even though it might not be, really my dream occupation. And so in the end, that's what I did. I used this acquaintance, this business model as a stepping stone, as a bridge to help me get out of corporate life, because just quitting like that without anything inside seemed a little bit too scary, too stupid to me. Because of course we can take risks, but we should always take informed risks and not just jump with our eyes closed into the unknown. At least I felt I needed some sort of something. And so it was a very useful thing that came across my way at the right moment. Even though after a few months I realized that it was definitely not me either, because I was much more about real food than supplements. And also, you know, when I eventually digged a little bit deeper into the products, they didn't really live up to their promises. So eventually this was not for me, but it had served its purpose. It had helped me out. And also via this company, via this woman, I actually, the next step got actually facilitated because I had invested in a metabolic screening device, which was independent of the company, but we used it in order to easier sell the supplements. But it was via this device that I actually got into metabolic typing, which, you know, is the idea that we are all biochemically individual and have different dietary needs, different constitutions. A concept that then immediately made sense to me, and that I really felt like, hey, this is something I can really stand behind. So, you know, one step leads to the next, and you do not have to already see the whole staircase in order for you to take the first step, and then the second step, and then the third step, and they will all, you know, become visible the higher you climb. So what my message is to you today, if you are not happy in your current job, in what you're currently doing, if you feel like there's something else out there, something that you're more passionate about, something that would feel really important to you, and, you know, something you want to give your energy to, a heart project, something that will allow you to look into the mirror and be proud of yourself. If you have something like that, you need to trust that if you dare to take the first step, it will be, you know, the way will become visible while you're walking it, the path. You do not have to see the whole staircase right from the beginning. And in fact, my concept, the way it's still evolving, and it took me 2 years to actually launch my website and launch the concept, you know, the shop and the coaching in a way that it is more or less the way it looks like now. Although, as I say, it's constantly evolving, and that's the beauty of it. And while we are walking, and the more you actually learn, and the more you see and feel and live, that you can really trust the process, and that there will always be a next step, that suddenly, miraculously sometimes, new doors open, you meet new people. The more you learn to trust that process. And in the beginning, of course, it's scary, and especially the first step is the hardest. And of course, I'm not encouraging you to just, you know, jump blindly into the dark, although sometimes for some people that can be useful and that can work. But you do not have to have, you know, something very completely worked out in order for you to take the leap. You should have a slight idea, some sort of idea what you would like to do. Maybe have also taken some training, some course, or maybe take an intermediate, a temporary job, you know, to just allow you to continue to cover your bills, for example, while you also free up some hours in order for you to really figure out what is it that I want to do, or to take a course. You know, if you're working full time, sometimes that might not be possible to do at the same time. So, of course, use your brain, of course, prepare, but don't let analysis become paralysis. If you know that where you're currently at is not where you want to be, not where you want to continue, not where you want to end up, you know. So I hope that was useful for you, and you will take the courage to follow your heart. It's really the most rewarding thing that you can do. I see you soon. Bye.